Hi friends, happy Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed a little extra time to take care of that assignment from Friday, and I hope you enjoyed your day off. It was a really fun surprise, wasn't it? Well, today we're going to look at our star reference sheet and apply it to our problems because I want you to get used to using it. So we're not going to worry about perimeter today, but I do want you to take a look at area and volume. Now we know that the formula for the area of a rectangle is area equals length times width. Let's take a look at our formula for a rectangular prism. Volume is equal to length times width times height. Does something look similar between the two? If you noticed that the first two things you multiply together for volume looks exactly like area, then you would be correct. So one thing we know about volume is it has 3 dimensions. It has a bottom layer, and then it has some height. It has other layers. And so one way we find out volume is by figuring out the area of the bottom layer and then multiplying it by the number of layers we have. That's where this formula comes in. V equals BH. That is really just a very fancy or shortened way of saying that volume is equal to the area of the bottom layer which is the B, times the number of layers we have, or our height. Which is noted by the H. So sometimes, well, a lot of times we think, well, we need 3 measurements to find volume. Well, if you are given the area, which is the same thing as length times width, then you can take that and multiply it by your number of layers, or your height. Let's take a look at some problems and see if we can calculate the area of the bottom layer and then multiply it by the height to find the total volume. Rebecca is filling now I wanted to say these problems were on Friday's lesson, but when I was having problems with class notebook, I moved your practice onto a PowerPoint and I forgot to copy some of these over. So it's possible that you've seen these before, and it's also possible that you have not. So I just thought we would go back over these to make sure that we are seeing these. Rebecca is filling a cube-shaped box with small cubes. The volume of each of these cubes is 1 cubic centimeter. She has already put some of these cubes into the box. What is the total number of small cubes that will fit in the box? Okay, so the important information that we see here is that what kind of box she has. It's a cube-shaped box. And what do we know about cubes? If you said that cubes have the exact same length on each side, you would be correct. Just like our Rubik's Cube. Our Rubik's Cube has 3 for a length, 3 for a width, and 3 for height. And so 3 is the same unit for each side. That makes it a cube. In this case, our side length isn't 3. How many is it? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9. And so if we're going to look at our formula for volume, we know that we would use the cube formula, which is side times side times side. What is one side? It's the same as all the others if it's a cube. And in this case, our side is equal to 9. So we can say put 9, 9, and 9. So let's figure out the area of the bottom layer. Well, if our length is 9 and our width is 9, what is our area? Using our formula, area equals length times width. We're going to plug in our numbers. Then we know that our area is equal to 81. Now, let's use our new formula that we learned just now to find the volume. Volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. And in this case, our area of the base is 81, and our height is 9. Ooh, that's a big number. I'm going to have to do this in the margin. 81 times 9 is 729. So that's one way of finding out the volume for this particular problem. Another way you could have done it is volume is equal to 9 times 9 times 9. Now, someone might look at this and think, oh, 9 times 3, 27. Ooh, and look how tricky they gave that answer choice there. But 9 times 3 is not the same as 9 times 9 times 9. 9 times 3 is the same thing as 9 plus 9 plus 9. And is our formula to add all of them together? No, it's not. Our formula is to multiply them together. So then we would say 81 times 9, and that we found out was 729. So for each of these questions, I have a sentence stem. If the volume of the box is blank, that means that there are blank, blank inside of the box. Well, we know for this particular problem that the volume is 729. So if the volume is 729, and we're going to go ahead and label it with its unit measurement, which is centimeters cubed, we found out from our number up video. That means that there are 729 cubic centimeters inside of the box. Well, do you remember when I showed you my cubic inch? So a cubic centimeter would be exactly the same, but instead of an inch on each side, it would be a centimeter on each side. And that is what volume means. If they're measured by centimeters, the volume would be how many cubic centimeters would fit inside of the box. All right, let's take a look at this next one. The shaded cube has a volume of 1 cubic unit. That's this one right here. Cubes like this one will be used to completely fill a rectangular prism that has the dimensions shown. 10 units by 8 units by 6 units. How many of these shaded cubes will be needed to completely fill the rectangular prism? So we're going to first find the area of the base and then multiply it by the height. So area is equal to length times width. Let's fill it in with our numbers. We know that this is our length and this is our width. So area is equal to 10 times 8. So area, or our base, is equal to 80. So now let's find the volume. Volume is equal to base times height. And in this case, our base is 80. And our height is 6. And what is 80 times 6? Well, I know that 8 times 6 is 48. And then I would need to add a 0 on the end. So that would be 480. And look how tricky they are. They don't have that as an answer choice. So this particular answer is J, not here. But let's fill out our sentence stem. If the volume of the base is 480 units cubed, and since we don't know the measurement, they just said units, we could say units cubed. That means that there are 480 what? What's inside of it? 480 what? Well, cubic units inside of the prism. Not unites, units. Okay? Use what we had done together to solve this last problem. Be sure and fill out the sentence stem. Now, the reason I have done shown you how to find the area of the base is you're going to be doing that for the bottom 8 problems. I've given you 8 rectangular prisms, and you're going to find the area of the base, and then you're going to find volume. Now, if you have any questions, I want you to make sure you let me know. And I hope you have a good volume lesson.